after the assurances which have been given in regard to India's strategic program, nuclear weapons program, the assurances that what we had started was being implemented and was being augmented. That's why. After those assurances at the highest level, I said, the deal is fine. Let us go through with it.
Why do you think it's a good deal?
Well, let's go back to the sanctions on dual-use items and high-technology items. Now, unless their sanctions are waived, not only by the US but also by the NSG, you will not have international cooperation in your civil nuclear program. The French have said they can't go ahead, although they want to. The Russians have said the same, that okay, we agreed to the 2 nuclear plants in Kudankulam, South India, but we can't do anything more until the NSG gives an exemption in relation to India. So if we don't have this deal, we will not have the approval of NSG for the exemption from NSG, and our civil nuclear program will continue to suffer. As you know, I was told that the plants are operating at 40% capacity because of the shortage of uranium. So obviously, even your civil nuclear program, at least for the next 7-8 years, will suffer very badly. Now people say that, we have enough uranium here and there, etc. But it is all underground. And there are problems. There are problems in Meghalaya. The tribes which own the land, they refuse to part with it. In Karnataka and in Andhra, there are environmental problems. There are NGOs which are opposed to that kind of thing. So it will take time for your own uranium to be available. What will happen to your plants? And in any case, if you want to increase your the production of power through nuclear plants, you need many, many plants. You don't have the money and you don't have the equipment. So,
is this deal only about civilian nuclear energy, or is it about more? Is it more than civilian nuclear energy?
Well, since according to the deal, the exception will be made in the case of India, then it shows acceptance of India in the global scheme, international scheme.
What does that mean? Does that mean that India is a de facto nuclear weapons power?
Oh, that's clear. That's clear. That's clear from the draft safeguards agreement with the IAEA, where it talks about India's military nuclear program. These are the words in that. So that you are a nuclear weapon state has been accepted. But what they cannot do is to amend the NPT to include India in that. That is not possible because that will present a lot of problems for them. They are not going to do that. But de facto, you are there. And your nuclear weapons program is not, if this deal goes through, does not affect your civil nuclear program or your cooperation with the international community on civil nuclear program.
Does this also give India a bigger profile? Some people have said that the post-Second World War nuclear architecture that was conceived at Yalta basically comes to an end.
Well, it's not merely the nuclear part of it. if India wants to be at the high table in international relations, wants to be a permanent member of the Security Council, etc., then you have to go along with the international community on various matters. Of course, without losing your sovereignty, your rights, etc. Obviously, no country is going to do that. India certainly not. But your ambition to become an important global player is predicated on your cooperation with the international community on various matters. So it's not merely the nuclear thing, it's the whole set of things which are there.
Like what? Do you think it might be easier now for India to, India's attempts to get a permanent seat at the UN Security Council?
Well, certainly if we don't go through with this deal, then people are going to say that, the government gave assurances, signed an agreement with the Americans, went back upon it. How can you trust a country like that to become a permanent member of the Security Council? I mean, it's very clear that your place at the high table, at least for the time being, I'm not saying permanently, of course, nothing is permanent in these matters, at least for the time being, would not be there.
So if you were National Security Advisor today, as you were in the NDA government, would you go ahead with this deal?
Of course I would. They didn't offer it to us, but I would.